Hi, welcome. Today's video, this is part 2 of problems with sharing your work in progress photos online. The previous video, which was part 1, I shared some negative consequences that I personally experienced with sharing my work in progress photos on Instagram. However, it still goes for sharing your work anywhere online. If you have not seen part 1 yet, I will put the link in this video at the top corner and in the description below so that you can go straight to it. This video, I'm going to be talking about what I chose to do with that painting. I'm going to be showing you too what I chose to do with it after all. And I'm going to share some tips that can help you and me the next time we decide to share our work in progress photos online. Tips that will help us get rid of those negative consequences, avoid those comments that we definitely don't want to hear, and things like that. So let's go ahead and get into this video.
After all of those comments, I really considered leaving the painting right where it was at, but that didn't feel right to me. I knew my fears of messing up and overworking it might come true, but I would rather try to get it to a finished feeling than always wonder what it could have been. So I sat down and got to painting. Yes, I was still finicky with it. Yes, those concerns was still in the back of my mind, but my curiosity and slight confidence in myself helped me push through all that mental mess. And I'm happy to report that I got that painting to a place that I felt really good about. With that said, I'm going to share with you some advice about how to share work in progress photos in a way that will cut out all of the unnecessary negative bits.
Hi, I'm interrupting for just a second to ask you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. My goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of this year, and I would really greatly appreciate your support in helping me achieve that. All right, I'm going to let you get back to your video now.
Before we go any further, I would like to take a step back. I keep mentioning the cons and the negatives about all of this, but let's briefly talk about the pros, the positives, the why you would even want to share your work in progress photos in the first place. Number 1, sharing work in progress photos is a good way to help your audience connect to you and your work on a deeper level. They get to see you in action, maybe hear your thought process, and see for themselves the effort you put into each piece. Number 2, it can be exciting to see the stages your art goes through. What feels normal for you because you are so used to going through it can be interesting and even mind-blowing for someone who doesn't do art or is new to it. Which leads me to number 3. It adds value for those who are learning how to do art, your fans and your collectors, to be able to see and learn about your unique individual process. Now that we've cleared that up, let's do a quick recap of the negative consequences so we can move forward. Some of the problems I mentioned in the first video are things like you start questioning your work based on comments. You become unsure of what to do next. You might be afraid to mess it up or overwork it. And you may even put off potential followers or buyers because they may not realize the piece is unfinished and might just think that you make unsatisfying art or bad art. One of the cons that I didn't mention in the first video is that when you post only a work in progress photo, you lose the impact of the first impression, which is something you can never get back. So the workaround to avoid all of these negative consequences but still receive the value from posting work in progress photos is to simply share your work in progress photos after you have shared your finished piece. This means you will be finishing the piece completely before you let your audience see your behind the scenes work in progress photos. That way you gain the impact of the first impression and your audience still gets to see those work in progress photos, but since they already know the outcome, they are less likely to steer you off course with their helpful comments about how you should finish your work. On Instagram, this could look like posting a group of photos with the first picture being your finished piece and your subsequent images being your work in progress photos. Another tip you can use is to add a text on top of your image using Canva, Photoshop, or even the editor on your phone to simply state work in progress That way if someone finds it, they know there is more to it. No matter how you choose to share your work, the two main takeaways are to 1, finish your work first before you share anything, and 2, put yourself in the shoes of a potential fan. How would you feel about this image, and would you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was only a work in progress update photo? I hope you found this video helpful and enjoyable. Please share some of your best tips in the comments below so we can all help each other out. Next week, I will be talking about how to stay motivated on YouTube when your growth is pretty slow. So be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified each time a new video comes out. Thank you for watching. You're awesome. See you next time. Bye, everybody.